Welcome everyone, this is Like It's 1985. In today's Transformers review I'll be taking a look at Leader Class Animated Megatron. And this is Megatron in his helicopter mode. From the tip to the rear it measures 13 3/4 inches long, so quite impressive size there. And the primary colors, as you can see, kind of a darker gray plastic, black and red, which is an awesome color combination. It does roll quite well. It does have 3 landing gear, as you can see. And as you spin one blade, or one rotor, the other one automatically spins on its own. So they're linked together. Now as for the sound, it is activated by this Decepticon symbol on the chest here, or what will become the chest. So you press that in. And you get LED lights up here, and of course this lights up there as well. So the other thing you can do is you can actually adjust the wings here. They can actually go up at an angle like that, as you can see, so whatever you prefer. So let's go ahead and get to the transformation. I'm going to take the rotors off first, like that, set it to the side. Now, we'll start with the legs first. And first thing you want to do is you're going to take this and separate it. You can see there is a seam there as well as here, so you can see how that's going to separate. Grab onto both sides and pull out, and pull them down to about that point. Then what you're going to do is you're going to rotate this piece like so, and do the same thing on the other side. Then you want to split the legs at this point here. These two pieces separate. They're pegged in quite well. Sometimes they can be kind of difficult to get out. There we go. And as for the feet, they just separate like this. And then what you want to do is you want to put the landing gear away. So you want to rotate it down like that. And then rotate it down again. So you got it looking like that. I guess maybe that was off camera. So rotate the landing gear down and then down one more time. So it looks like that. And then this whole section is going to hinge down and become part of the leg, as you can see. Same thing over here. And I apologize if some of this is off camera. This is a rather big figure. This is actually my first Leader Class Transformers review, so there you go. So we can see things taking shape here. Got the legs taken care of. As for the dramatic head reveal, this whole section detaches. So you want to just grab onto it. I suggest you grab onto it right there because you can get some leverage. And just untab it. As you can see there, set it to the side. There's Megatron's face. Then what you want to do is you want to take this section here, and you can hear the transformation sound. It's a little bit tricky. There's a slider, and this black piece slides up to here. It's rather stiff. So let's go ahead. One thing you can do is you can kind of get your finger up here and kind of push it so that it actually slides up. There we go. You have to use a little bit of force there. And then this simply comes down and rotates to the back like that. And as for the arms, very simple. Unpeg them, they're just pegged. There's a peg there and a hole there. Rotate the arms down and open up this little panel there and bring out the hands. Come on, don't be shy. Rotate those out, and then rotate the hand around so that it's in the appropriate orientation. Same deal over here. Lift up the panel, rotate the hand out like so. So the last thing I do in the transformation from alt mode to robot mode is I want to make sure that the shoulders are attached firmly to the chest area. And what you need to do with that is just push this in like that so you don't have that gap there. You want to do the same thing on the other side. However, on mine, it doesn't want to go all the way in. It's kind of like halfway in and half not. And I don't know if that's because of the transformation or whether that's a manufacturing issue. Doesn't bother me too much because it kind of goes in almost all the way, but not quite. Anyhow, onto the attachment of the cannon. You can see there's these 6 lines here of plastic. They correspond to the slots on the side of his arm here, so when it's mashed those up, and it locks pretty securely actually in place, which it should. Take a look at the cannon, which is really cool because yes, you can have the missile fire away, but the thing is you can store the missile here in the cannon without it firing off unless you actually engage the weapon, and I'll show you how to do that. Right now, if you pull this or push on this trigger, it's not going to do anything unless you pull this piece back like that, which cocks the missile, and then now that you press the trigger button, it fires the missile. Really cool mechanism because, like I say, you can store the missile inside but not have to worry about it firing off at inopportune times. So again, I'll show you the way it works. Pull it out, pull the trigger or push the trigger. Really cool. And finally, my favorite accessories. These are the rotors, but they transform into swords, which is really cool. The handle's right there, so you just want to take it out and then take the other blade and rotate it up like that, so you've got a sword for Megatron, which is really cool. And do the same thing with the other one, which is really nice. And I know I go on and on about how I love figures with bladed weapons, but it's true. I simply like that feature. And there is the other sword. So there, my friends, is animated leader class Megatron in his robot mode, looking very nice. And even from the back, it looks really cool with this section here hanging off the back. I really like that, actually. It is kibble, but it's nice looking kibble. Very cool figure. As far as articulation goes, take out his weapons here. The head can rotate to about that point. It's just a swivel joint, which is fine. The shoulders do articulate, like so. Arms can go out like that. Rotation at the upper arm. Bend at the elbow. Even the wrists rotate, as you can see there. There actually is waist articulation. Just going to show you like this. It's easier to move the bottom half, as you can see, but you can see how you can rotate at the waist. The little skirting armor here goes out like that. So that means the leg can go out pretty far, like that, forward, and back. Swivel at the knee, bend at the knee, and that is the articulation for leader class Megatron. Now, of course, he does have the gimmick. If you press the Decepticon logo there, his chest lights up, as does his eyes, and if you watch his lower jaw there, it moves. Crush the Autobots! Crush the Autobots! So final thoughts on Transformers Animated Leader Class Megatron. 2 thumbs up. It's an absolutely great figure, probably the best animated figure by far, and one of the best Megatrons, I would say, in my opinion. So definitely a recommended figure, and it's not really in stores anymore. You may be able to find it like in a discount store, which would be awesome. But otherwise, you're going to probably have to find it on eBay. So just so you know. I think originally these leader class figures were around $30 or so, $30 to $40. I think maybe the animated leader classes were maybe a little cheaper than the movie leader classes. I don't know, I can't remember exactly, but it gives you a rough idea what you need to pay for this if you want to buy it. Of course, eBay, you might pay more for it. So it's a great figure, highly recommended. I just love the color scheme. It reminds me of a Generation 1 Megatron, so that's always good as well. I love the swords. I can't get enough of that. And of course, it has the signature cannon as well, which is also a kind of a G1 touch there as well. Alright everybody, thanks for watching. This has been my review of Transformers Animated Leader Class Megatron. Indeed.